So
does she die with the man that she loves, or does she die with the Duke?
I'm not going to give it away, but she does die.
Oh, okay. Just so that's clarified.
She does die in the end. That's the spoiler, but.
But it's a romantic tragedy. But at the same point, from what I understand, it's a very happy movie too, right?
It has very happy moments, and the music's very upbeat for the most part. Smells Like Teen Spirit is in here.
Now, how did
done as a musical.
Now, first question, how did they do that? Second question, how did they get the rights to that?
Well, there's a story how they got the rights. They
Okay.
let Courtney Love audition for the lead role, but the director determined after the audition that she was not fit for the role, but she still let them use the music.
Okay, professionally or medically?
They didn't go into that detail.
Not fit in either way, I'm sure. So.
But I know you've seen this film before.
Yeah.
Visually, it was actually a very exciting movie to watch because there was lots of vivid colors and creative costumes, as we've discussed.
Right.
What were your reactions to some of the scenes?
Let's see. The one that stands out in my mind the most is Roxanne. Roxanne done as a tango was amazing. In fact, in ballroom dance class, we actually used the music from Roxanne as a tango, and it was very well done. The choreography was really good on that. Let's see. I don't remember too many other scenes. I do remember John Leguizamo. I'm a big John Leguizamo fan, have been since high school.
Of course.
And what's the name of his character in this movie?
It's got like 4 or 5 names, but I just know he's the French dwarf, drunken French dwarf.
So John Leguizamo is a drunken French dwarf. That alone is reason enough to at least rent the movie. So it's got to be positive there.
He actually did most of those scenes on his knees. And,
so what did they do, just like tape shoes to his knees or something?
Well, actually, he wore blue socks so they could digitally remove.
Oh, okay, that works.
But he also went under 3 months of physical therapy after the movie because of this.
What a trooper.
I was going to say, he was dedicated. But you have to think he picked the role just because of the character.
I really wasn't much for the story, though. I thought it was a good story, and I thought it was a very intense story.
I didn't like the execution, honestly. I think it could have been executed a lot better. But, I wasn't the director. I didn't have any say in it. But I did watch it, and I tried to get through it. And, so.
Right. And I think sometimes some people just don't have the psychological stamina for, really intense romance stories. I think that was my case.
I mean,
visually, I was close to crying. Right. I didn't want to, and lose my manhood. But
it was visually sound movie, though. I enjoyed watching it for the visual effects. I think they did a really good job.
And the music was definitely the high point as well.
Yes, it was a musical, and I think there were like 3 or 4 lines that are actually spoken in the entire movie. It's for most part just song.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
In my opinion, the first 20 minutes is all song.
Okay, Katie, anything you'd like to say on this?
I actually more or less agree with you guys, which is pretty amazing. But I love the music. I think it's definitely what saved the movie, just because visually it can be almost too much sometimes.
That's a good point.
Yes.
And so I think with the music and with the familiar aspect, it was able to pull it all together. One thing that I have an issue with is there's the theory that the entire thing is an acid trip. And so the main character never actually met or fell in love with Nicole. I'd like to believe that it actually happened, at least in the realm of movie world. So that's my main criticism of people who say that, because there is, in the opening, Ewan McGregor's character actually does drugs or something like that. I can't remember in the beginning, and so somebody said that the whole thing is an acid trip. I take issue with that, but I do love it. I love the Elephant Love Medley, obviously.
That was actually...
It's just a really fun medley of different love songs, and it's always a whole lot of fun. So I love this movie. It's definitely enjoyable.
So how would you rate it?
That's a difficult one. I think I'd probably give it 3.5 Shakespeare's.
3.5? Okay, we weren't too far behind on that. What did we give it, 2?
2. We give it 2 William Shakespeare's, just because the story was really hard for me to take in. But for the most part, I enjoyed the music.
Right.
And I thought the music was good. I liked the fact that they used contemporary songs that I could relate to.
Right. And to our viewers,
Yes.
if you're not much for musicals, go ahead and at least give this one a chance.
Yes.
It really is a good watch.
You'll recognize the songs, and that's going to help you get through it.
Watch it with a group of people. That way you can justify yourself. You know, I guess if the guys feel like they're losing their masculinity or something like that over this, because I mean, I introduced it to my parents, and it's like, oh, my boy went off to college now and wants me to watch Moulin Rouge, and
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead, rent it, give it a watch. It really is worth it.
It is. And I believe we have to say goodbye to Katie now.
Do we? Is our Skype time that limited?
Yeah, unfortunately, our technology is only so good here.
Okay. Well, Katie, we really do miss you here. We hope you're having a great time in Italy, and say hello to Pene for us.
I will. I'll talk to you later, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
And
let's
now,
see. Let's see. What's the next one? No reservations.
No reservations. Okay.
Okay.
I actually had. I say I had to see this one because it was a family outing and I wasn't paying. So I got to see No Reservations with Catherine Zeta-Jones, and this movie was. It's a typical love story. It starts out with Catherine Zeta-Jones' character. She's a head chef in this high-class restaurant in New York. She rules her kitchen with an iron fist, not Iron Chef style, iron fist.
Right.
So,
Very different.
and it's very different, and her sister and her niece are coming to visit her. Unfortunately, her sister has a car crash on the way. Her sister dies, and she gets custody of the niece. Now, this strong, independent woman never had any idea of a family, now has a child. So she takes time off from work. Well, in her absence, the kitchen decides to hire a new chef. They hire this man, which I can't remember who plays him, but he's very dreamy looking, and he's handsome and funny and has this loose character about him. Very fun guy. And she doesn't like him at first because she's afraid he's there to take her job.
Makes sense.
So she's defending herself. And then she comes to realize that he's really not that bad, that he's actually kind of cute. And
to a degree, I'm seeing a lot of the storyline from What Women Want with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it's kind of the same kind of storyline, except, roles are reversed and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And it's just, and it deals with food. So, so they have all these cooking dates and everything. And, and then she determines she can't be with him because, I don't know why, I forgot the reason, because it really wasn't that good of a reason.
Okay.
Because he went out of his way for her, and she just decided to close the door on him, and then she second guesses herself, and you can tell where this is going.
Right.
It's a very predictable movie, but acting was pretty good. Visually, it was sound. They didn't make any too huge of mistakes.
It's always a great way to rate things.
Yeah, they didn't go out of their way to do anything special with the visuals because they just wanted to tell the story.
Right.
But it was, I must say this was probably one of my more enjoyable. Also because they had the girl from Little Miss Sunshine. So,
which I still haven't seen.
Yeah, there's another one that's but she is a really good girl actress growing up, and she's going to be really big later on. So hopefully she'll avoid the Drew Barrymore drugs phase.
Ooh. Point.
So, overall, this movie was halfway decent, and, it tells a good love story. So, guys, if you're looking for a date movie, this is probably one that you can get away with. And
one with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones is halfway decent movie. There's no storyline, is really predictable, but, it might get you some points. So
that's true. Points.
So I couldn't give this one as bad as Moulin Rouge because it actually kept me entertained for the most part.
All right.
So I had to give it, a 3 out of 5.
And as I said before, I haven't seen this one, so I'm just going to go with your opinion on this.
Yeah, it's halfway enjoyable. If you're with a group of, and it's dominated by females, you're looking for a movie that's not going to bore you to death, go for it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, and we are not going to be on next week.
Oh,
because
that's
dance
right.
concert.
Which you guys should all go see.
Yes, our director, Tony, is actually in it, so it should be interesting to go see him.
I understand he's doing a really interesting modern piece, too, with some nice religious overtones. I think it would be awesome. We need to get the whole student body out there to support our
You should all go out
dancers.
there, take cameras, and if you get any good shots of him, send them to me. Find me on Facebook. Give them to me because I want them.
That actually would work. You'd probably get him to pay for the rest of the TV. Anyways.
So
that's it for this
that's
week. As we said before, we won't be recording next week, but we hope you guys will continue to tune in.
YouTube, lots of new stuff coming on from the station, I believe. And 48-hour film challenge. It's 7th through the 9th. So you guys, make sure you come out for that if you're interested in making movies. Understand there's money involved in the prizes now. So $100. So you guys should all come out and participate, and we look forward to seeing your stuff and seeing what you guys can come up with in 48 hours. So we will see you guys later.
Have a great week.
Peace out.